Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Ball, the YouTube channel where we discuss big picture NBA. On today's episode, we'll be looking at the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks have a very exciting young core with Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis and Jalen Brunson. They also have a ton of money to spend this offseason. So as always, we'll go over a best case scenario, a worst case scenario, and a more likely scenario on this episode of The Offseason, Dallas Mavericks Edition. Draft day trade for Luka Doncic last year turned around the Dallas Mavericks franchise. So much so that they decided to trade 4/5 of their starting lineup to send them into this offseason. Luka had a historic rookie season and is going to run away with Rookie of the Year. It's not even going to be close. Sorry, Trae Young fans. Then we're going to add in a 7'3" unicorn that has a problem with going into clubs sometimes, but overall can shoot it from anywhere. This team has one goal in mind this offseason, and that is do what they can to build around Luka and Kristaps for the future. The main thing that they need to do is find 3 and D guys. They were not a good defensive team last year, and they were not an efficient three-point shooting team last year as well. So what is their best case scenario? Personally, I think the best guy that they could possibly get for this roster and fits perfectly with these guys is Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon's offensive game is very, very similar to Jalen Brunson, who flourished while playing with Luka. He's also a much better defender, and he's 2 inches taller. Milwaukee has him as a restricted free agent, and they might choose to match no matter what he gets offered, but I'm sure the Mavericks have enough to pull him away. Then I would look at someone like Aminu from Portland or Marcus Morris from Boston, give you some defensive presence and some toughness, as well as some three-point shooting ability. They also might want to, instead of going for one of those guys who traditionally play the power forward position in today's NBA, they might want to go with someone who plays more the wing, someone like a Trevor Ariza or a Danny Green. If they could end up with a starting 5 of a Malcolm Brogdon, Trevor Ariza, Luka, Kristaps, and Powell, that would be a heck of a starting 5. And if they want to go smaller, they can take Powell out and put in Hardaway Jr. However, I think he would be great in a 6-man role for this team. Brunson, him, Finney-Smith, and Kleba would be a good bench to have with this team and rotate around these starters. So what would their worst case scenario be? To me, the worst case scenario would be just panicking and giving somebody the money. You don't have to sign somebody. You can wait until 2020 if you need to. The Mavericks have struggled trying to get free agents in the past, and they're hoping that that can change with Luka and Kristaps leading the way. And it needs to change because they don't really have any more assets to trade. They also have thrown away pretty much all of their draft picks in trades for Luka and Kristaps. This is why I don't want them to just go after one big free agent and throw all their money at one guy. They need multiple players to put around these guys. If Durant goes east, then this conference is going to really open up. People think it's the same old Warriors from before, but people forget that the Warriors had Harrison Barnes as well. And Harrison Barnes is a good what not to do for the Dallas Mavericks in this offseason. So what's more likely to happen with this team? Currently they have a lot of cap space, and Luka is going to be under team control for at least another 3 seasons at a low rate. He is an all-star, close to MVP caliber offensive player, but needs help on the defensive end. This is why I see them being big players in the Patrick Beverley market. If you've seen any of my shows before, you know that I love Patrick Beverley. I love his intensity, I love his defensive prowess, and he would fit really, really well with Luka. I also think they could try to go for a reclamation project in Avery Bradley, tell him just guard the point guard on defense, and then on offense go stand in the corner and be ready to catch and shoot. I don't see them going after a big man. If you already have Powell, who's going to probably accept his player option, Kleba, and Porzingis, you're kind of set on bigs for now. And most likely they're going to re-sign Mahiri because he's really good friends with Luka. So all they really need other than that is just a bunch of wings. Hardaway Jr. is not the answer on the wing. He could be your number 1 scoring option off the bench, but he's not that good of a starter. You need shooters who can give Luka room to roam. So a Trevor Ariza, a Danny Green, a Terrence Ross, I could see them signing 2 of these guys easily. So what do you see happening with the Dallas Mavericks this offseason? How are they going to build around their 2 young European stars? Also be on the lookout of my next video of the Memphis Grizzlies. As always, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching.